So in this video, what we want to do is try and educate you about how you can get the most out of stake. We're a relatively new platform in the region, and what we want to talk to you about is how we feel that you can best use stake as a tool to generate long-term wealth growth. And we're joined today by Rami, one of our co-founders, who is an expert in property investing. Rami, there's lots of different ways people could use stake. You could be someone who comes in, tests the platform, makes a small investment, never comes back again, or becomes a habitual investor. We don't think the first is going to do much for you. For us, we see this as something that's going to help you build wealth in the long term. But in your picture, what advice would you give to someone who starts using our platform, how to take a longer term view, how you think our customers can get the most out of stake?
I think with stake, what we do is, first of all, we make real estate affordable. Yep. Right? And I think a lot of people who've ever wanted to invest in real estate tend to shy away because of the big deposits that you need to pay or the big capital outlay. So yep. When someone understands that what stake actually does in terms of breaking down that barrier and making it more affordable to everyone, then the best way to use it is to figure out how much do you want to invest in real estate over, let's say, a year. And say, okay, this is what I want to invest, how much do I need to break that down into a month? Because, some people turn around and say, okay, I want to invest in real estate, I want to make immediate returns and, make a killing within the first 6 months. That's not the case in real estate. And I think, real estate, everyone needs to understand that real estate is a long-term investment. And what we do on stake is, once we allow you to then look at a curated number of deals that we go out in the market, we handpick them, we make sure that they're the best deals out there. And I think that's one of the things that we focus on is we want to make sure that we have the best deals in the market, that the average retail investor is getting the best available deal in the market. So we allow them to then look at the properties and then say, okay, listen, I want to diversify. I want to have some in this area, let's say downtown Dubai, some in Dubai Marina, some in Business Bay. And my advice is for the investors to actually diversify across different asset classes, different locations. And then also look at different things. So, invest in something that is bringing in 6% net. Invest in something that is bringing you 4% net, but has higher capital appreciation. So, diversify that income that you actually want to put in, whether it's over a month or a year, diversify it into the different property opportunities we have. But then, when you're looking at that, I would say, once you start seeing your income come in, have an idea of how much you want to make over that year. So let's say you're happy with 5% returns. Average that across the different opportunities and then diversify your income, diversify your investments across those properties. And my opinion is you need to be patient when investing in real estate. Take that long-term view and then start putting some amount on a monthly basis and seeing that returns come in. And the beauty of what we do is you have a wallet, you're able to see those dividends come in automatically, and you're able to see exactly how much money you made on every single investment you put in.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing that we want to highlight. It's not a get-rich-quick thing.
No.
You put 2,000 dirhams, which is our starting price
minimum
point, our minimum. That's not going to do anything for you if you just do it once.
Yes.
It's the same. It's allowing you to invest a little bit of money every month, but have the flexibility to buy into property and do it in a hand-picked way.
Yeah, and you see, you touched on the 2,000 price point, right?
Yeah.
The reason why we did 2,000 is we felt that opens up a lot more accessibility to many investors. Now, but when you need to look at the returns and the dividends that are paid out is how much are you making today with leaving the money in the bank?
Yeah.
Close to zero, right?
Yeah.
So whether you put 2,000 or 100,000 dirhams, the yield that you're making is what counts here. So yes, on 2,000 dirhams, if you're making 5%, that might not be a big amount. But if you say, okay, 2,000 a month is what I'm going to put over the first year, then that's 24,000 dirhams that you're putting in, and that's 5% of that 24,000 dirhams. So, the amount that you're putting in is, the returns that you're actually making is directly linked to how much you're putting in. So. Again, and I say that, for any investor, I've spoken to many investors who've come on stake is, try the platform first, sit down and get used to the platform. If you don't want to come in with a big amount, try us on a smaller amount, see how it works, and then grow with us. And I think the beauty of our model and our platform is that we allow investors over the years to actually grow with us. And they become recurring investors. Because, once you start seeing that income come in, you'll start saying, okay, I want to put money in another property and another property. So, I definitely agree with you. It's seeing that return that you're making, even though it's on a smaller amount, you have to think of it over a period of time.
Yeah, I think you have to get it out of your mind that, because typically when you buy property, you'll buy a whole house.
Correct.
It's a big chunk. You bought it and you walk away.
Exactly.
But with us, it's with stake. It's not that buy once, walk away. You start making money. It's you're buying into the asset class of property, but it's buying and trading in the same way, or investing in the way that you would in a savings fund every month.
Exactly.
But you get that stability and growth that you get with property. You get the yearly yields, which you don't get with stocks and shares, plus the big appreciation at the end. So you can. So say I'm an investor. So there's I'm less interested in, like, say, the passive income, which you still get, but I'm thinking of the more long term. Then what you would do is maybe focus on the types of property that are going to be a big payout in 5 years.
Yes, so the way we structure our opportunities is we look at different things. So we look at stuff that are high yielding, and then we look at stuff that maybe have a lower yield, but there's a huge opportunity in terms of capital appreciation, because you're buying stuff at a bigger discount, and that today the price that you're buying is, let's say, 30% less than what it was 2 years ago, and over as the market picks up, that'll come back again. So definitely, and I want the investors to come on our platform to have those two different views. I want them to go for something that brings in a lot of yield, or higher yields than, let's say 5-6%. But then I also want them to take the approach where they're saying, okay, listen, I'll put some money in a lower yielding asset, but there's a huge opportunity in the capital appreciation. Because again, that helps the long-term view that you're talking about. Because in 3 to 5 years, or when we exit the property, then you've made that big lump sum at the end, in addition to what you've made across the investment period.
And for those users that I guess are the more seasoned investors who have a big lump sum. So, because right now, so far we've talked a lot about the kind of person who'll put some of their monthly savings into the platform.
Yes.
But then we do have other types of investors who come in and say, look, I have $1 million dirhams. I'm thinking of buying one property off plan. The way they can use our platform is slightly different. It's basically dropping a bigger chunk of money, but instead of putting it all on one property,
well, I mean, you see, that's the thing. Today, if you do have, like you just mentioned, $1 million dirhams, does it make sense to actually go out? And if you, again, we're talking about an investor, not an end user. If you have $1 million dirhams that you want to invest in real estate, does it make sense to put that 1 million dirhams into one property? The answer is no. It's a much bigger risk when you put it into that one property. If vacancy risk, if the price drops, whatever it is, you're locking up all that capital into one property. So for those types of investors, I say, listen, if you do have $1 million dirhams and you want to invest in real estate, then split that $1 million across our opportunities. Whether they are in downtown Dubai Marina, Business Bay, split them across and then start seeing. Because what you're doing is you're giving yourself an opportunity where you're diversified. You're giving yourself an opportunity to earn different yields in different areas, rather than focusing all that capital into one location, one building with one developer. So definitely we cater to those investors as well.
You have 5 properties, but if you were to buy 5 properties, you'd have the headache of 5 tenants.
Exactly.
With us, you don't have that issue.
No headaches. Fully hassle-free, fully transparent, and you're able to see, as I mentioned, the dividends coming into that wallet of yours on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, depending on how we're renting it out for you. So, definitely.
Rami, thank you very much.
Thanks, Chris.